Hello, my name is Frank Scruggs, and I'm the author of this great book, Daddyo and the Devil's Den. It's sort of a prequel, pardon me. It's a prequel to the first book, The Legend of Daddyo. So it kind of fill in the gaps that were missing from the first book. So if you're interested in finding out more about old Daddyo, pick up a copy of Daddyo and the Devil's Den, available now at Amazon.com. Let me do a short reading from this book to give you a hint of what's in store for you when you buy the entire book. Starting on page 92, Nate goes to Storyville, which is a part of New Orleans. Nate waited impatiently outside the club in Storyville for Daddyo. He had also neglected to call Daddyo as they had arranged. As darkness fell over the city, Daddyo hadn't showed up, and he was anxious to start the fire and collect the additional $500 from Ace. Nate's impatience, which finally got the best of him, caused him to grab the large gasoline can from the trunk of the car. He headed for the basement of Cajun Joe's nightclub. Breaking out a rear window, he entered the basement only to find himself face to face with the old pimp, Cajun Joe. Cajun Joe whipped out a pearl-handled .38 revolver and shot Nate in the shoulder. He called for a couple of his henchmen, who quickly tied Nate to a chair. Bleeding and screaming, Cajun Joe then slapped Nate across the mouth with the pistol and said, "Shut the fuck up, you monkey-ass looking son of a bitch. I only want to hear from you when I tell you to speak. I know you. You're that motherfucking arsonist. They call you Geechee Nate, don't they? So you here, Geechee, to burn my place down?" Nate quickly shook his head, even as the pain grew more intense in his shoulder. It ached and burned from the .38 slug. Cajun Joe pressed the palm of his hand hard against Nate's wounded shoulder, then suddenly he struck his fist against the tall black man's wounded shoulder. The blow was hard and forceful. It hurt like nothing he ever felt before. The old pimp then said, "Quit fucking with me, Geechee Nate. I can do this shit all night long. Bobby, bring me my 22." A lanky Creole man brought the older pimp the small caliber handgun. "Since you think I'm bullshitting with you, Geechee, I'm gonna shoot you with this here 22 just to let you know I'm not a man who bullshits. Then I'm gonna shoot you until you tell me everything you know, or you die first. Either way, I don't really give a fuck," said Cajun Joe. The old pimp then took the 22 and shot Nate in his right thigh. Nate cried out in pain. At first, he did not think the old pimp was bluffing. At first, he really did think. He really did think that the old pimp was bluffing. Nate was wrong. Before he could respond, the old pimp shot him in the left shoulder. Nate, kicking and screaming from the intense pain, cried out. The intense pain caused him to sweat profusely as snot was coming out his nose uncontrollably, mixing with the saliva from his mouth as tears streamed down his face. The whole mixture formed a gross mask on Nate's contorted face. He then shot Nate in the left thigh, and Nate wet himself. His pee mixed with his bloody thighs painfully stung even more, compounding the already excruciating pain radiating throughout his entire body. Nate could not bear the pain any longer. Crying like a newborn baby, he suddenly blurted out that young pimp from the French Quarter named Ace paid me and Daddyo to burn down your place. Daddyo didn't even show up, so I was trying to do the job myself. The 22 caliber barked loudly again as Cajun Joe shot Nate in the balls. The old pimp then said to his henchmen, "Bobby, drop this scum off at Charity Hospital or toss his ass in the Mississippi River. I don't care which one you do. I'm done with his ass. When you get back, meet me at my office on Ann Street. We got some plans to make." Bobby and another henchman named Manus untied the large bleeding man and put him in the back seat of Manus's a 1941 Chevrolet Deluxe sports sedan and drove to the corner of Chartres and Bienville Street and tossing him on the doorstep in front of Charity Hospital. The two henchmen then sped off into the night, headed for a rendezvous with their boss, the hot-headed pimp named Cajun Joe. But first, they took the car over to a mechanic they knew in Gretna to clean the car. The mechanic was named Boutte, who owned a car wash outside New Orleans. They could then get the old man Boutte to see to it that the car was clean in detail before driving back to New Orleans. There's more that follows, but find out what happens next in Daddyo and the Devil's Den. Thank you for your time and day. And have a great day and a better tomorrow.